Hello everyone. For this video, I will be walking through the course syllabus. Right now I am in student preview mode, and you'll notice that I am in our dashboard, and in this dashboard you'll see where our announcements are. And if you come over here to this left-hand column, you'll notice that the syllabus is under the course menu, the third selection down. And when you click on that, you're going to notice two different things. You're going to have the printable syllabus here, as well as this video that will be posted, 3 days early. How exciting is that? I do recommend that you watch this video at 1.5 speed on the YouTube hack suggestion, because I sometimes digress, and I want you to be able to get all the information you need without having to listen to me for 5,000 hours. So let's get this started. You'll click on the syllabus right here, and it will take you to this Google Doc that is for the fall 2021 semester. This is an online class, asynchronous, meaning that you have basically modules will roll out and you will be completing the work on your own at any time or in any space that works for you. I know that in the classroom is more ideal, but honestly, with a technology class, the online option actually does work really well. One feature of Google Docs that I would like to share is this outline feature, okay, show document outline. The way I have this formatted is you can easily look through this outline and jump to any of the sections that you need. So if you want to go to campus policies, you click on that and it will be there. If you want to go back to the top, you click on the title and it will take you here. In all of my course syllabi, I like to start off with an inspirational quote, and this one comes from David Warlick, and it is, "We need technology in every classroom and in every student and in every teacher's hands, because it is the pen and paper of our time, and it is the lens through which we experience much of our world." I just love that quote, and I often think of, some people that are anti-technology. Can't really happen now after COVID-19's pandemic situation, but people forget that the pen and paper were actually technology, and this is the technology of our time. And you are coming into classrooms that have one-to-one devices, and it's so important that you know how to use these digital platforms and use the ISTE standards, which we'll get into, to your benefit. Instructor Information, that's how I lead this off. My name is Janine Pizzo with my master's degree. So I am a Mrs. You can call me Instructor Pizzo or just Janine, or Mrs. Pizzo works. My pronouns that I identify with is she, her, hers. This is my school email and my phone number. My office hours are on Wednesdays, 12:30 to 2:15, or on Thursdays, 11:30 to 1:45 p.m., or by appointment. If those times don't work for you, you can always reach out by an email, and I will set up an appointment to meet with you online. So let's look at the course overview. Why is this? Somebody just popped on. Welcome, Anonymous Koala. I wonder who you are. If you're watching this and it's 9:03 and you're like, hey, I was on at that time, that's you. Anyway, why is this course important? Well, technology in the classroom is not something that's new. And you are going into classrooms where a lot of these classrooms have one-to-one devices, or they have daily use of technology. And you really need to understand how to use technology to enhance your instruction. And you have to use that, the ideas that are behind instructional design and those ISTE standards, those International Society for Technology and Education standards that were established quite a long time ago. The most recent version was updated in 2017. But those, just because you have devices doesn't mean you always need to use them. Just because you have technology doesn't mean you always have to use it. However, if the lesson can be enhanced, that is where technology is really important. And again, we'll be looking at all of those we'll be kind of delving into all of those as we go. The catalog description here, I assume you've already read this. You need a C+ or higher for this class. We have the course objectives here. Again, I'm not going to read them to you because I assume that you can do that. I did pair, however, the ISTE standards right here after each course objective so that you can see the accreditation pieces that we are meeting with this course. You do have 2 course texts that are required. The first one is Design Ed, which is connecting learning science research to practice. It's a really wonderful book that really kind of gives you an overview of education, as well as how you can use technology to support what research already knows about quality instruction. And then the ISTE standards for educators. This is kind of like the state standards for your content area. However, most districts follow ISTE standards and have a lot of professional learning opportunities within this area. So for you to have this experience with these standards now will really set you up for success later when you are in the classroom. The grading scale right here is, we're in 481 right now, so you just have to look at this left-hand column. Again, you need to have a C plus or a grade 77 through 79 higher in order to have this class count for you. Okay, and remember with education courses, you have to maintain a certain GPA, so always keep that in the back of your mind. The evaluation part of this course with me for grading and feedback, I work really hard to make sure that when one module closes, I grade that module's work before the next module is due. And I do give pretty detailed feedback for the most part. We do have close to 40 students in this particular class. So I imagine that I won't be able to do this for every single assignment, but if I do see something that needs to be addressed or a celebration that needs to be had, I will make sure to write that in the comments section in Blackboard. For plagiarism, please don't do it. I'm not a huge fan of teachers pay teachers. So if you're creating something, you can be inspired by somebody. You'll notice that this module 1 choice board over here, I modeled this after something I saw from Casey Bell, but I made sure that I said it was created by me, but it was inspired by her. So the content was created by me, but the layout was inspired by her. So if you're going to make sure you're going to borrow something from somebody else or use something, make sure you don't plagiarize it and cite everything that you can. Okay. Same thing with pictures, GIFs, graphs. All of those should be cited somewhere. Okay. That's digital citizenship at its finest. Okay. And we will be using APA 7th edition. Okay. You can go online and get the handbook for free, or if you want to purchase it for $60 or however much it was, I don't really know, you can do that. But please do know that, you will fail an assignment if you are plagiarized. You may even fail the course or be given a dispositions, which could lead to a suspension. I do have the plagiarism checker marked on every single assignment. So Blackboard actually notifies me if something has been plagiarized. So please don't fall into that situation ever. There are 3 categories that you're being graded on. Okay, you have professionalism, you have readings, responses, and module activities, and then you have the final module assignments. Okay, so let's look at the professionalism. First and foremost, you're going to be teachers. So professionalism is something that's really important to me. As a classroom teacher myself, I look at all of you as my future colleagues, and I do have high standards for how my colleagues act and should behave. Okay, this category is 5% of your grade. It will be graded on participation, which is your active sharing of thoughts and ideas while online. The correspondence that you have between me and your peers, okay? If you have questions, it is appropriate to email me at any time, but make sure that you're not waiting until last minute. If you are sending me an email, please make sure that your initial email is as, I don't want to say as formal as possible, but keep it formal at first. We tend to live in a world where I receive a lot of emails that are like texts being sent through the email. And that is just not appropriate. And if you find yourself doing that with any of your other classes, please refrain from doing so. You are a teacher. If you were to send that email to your principal, it would not go over well. If you were to send that to a superintendent or your curriculum director, it would not go over well. So make sure your emails are professional. When you send your email, please make sure that you're not adding too much. I do my best to answer within 48 hours. So that's something that you can expect from me. Okay. If you can, please, 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 in the subject line, always write EDI 481, okay, so that I know which course it is. I have 6 courses that I'm currently teaching, and, I can't remember who's in everything, okay? And all of my modules are dated very similarly so that it's easier for me when I do rollouts. So if you're saying like, oh, I need an extension on this module, please make sure you tell me which class you are in. If you would like to meet face-to-face, you can always come in during my office hours. You can chat with me anytime. I did leave my cell phone number at the top of the syllabus, the 474 number. Right now, it is currently out of commission because I ran it over with my tractor while I was doing some work here. So hopefully by the end of the day today, I will have a cell phone again. We'll see. But yeah, you're welcome to call me or chat with me at any time. Email always works best because then I have like a running list in my email for things I need to do. The readings, responses, and module activities are 30% of your grade. Okay. And again, we're starting to shift away from this, how is this affecting my grade mentality to thinking about how is this activity preparing me to be a teacher? What can I do with this activity to better my instruction for my future students? So when you're asked to read something or respond or do an activity, please don't look at it as a checklist to-do list item. These things are specifically designed by me to help you in the classroom, right? So I look at everything that I do and I ask myself, would I have benefited from having this information as a first-year teacher? Okay, and if I say no, I don't give it to you. Yes, I absolutely throw it your way. And maybe, like the Module 1 choice board, I gave you a lot of different options for how to introduce yourself, all of which I've used in the past with my students. And then on top of that, the organization with the tic-tac-toe choice board, that is something else that you can use in your classroom. So again, these activities are not busy work by any means. They are looking at, or you should be looking at it, how can you learn from this and how can you grow professionally, okay? When you're reading, I do think that it's really important that you are highlighting and marking up your text as appropriate. Some folks really like their readers' notebooks where they have the different colored markers and highlighters, and they go through and mark down their new learning that way. Okay. And then when you are responding to those module activities, you can go back to those margin notes or those readers' notebooks notes and be able to reference and cite things quickly. I do have a rubric that is a standard rubric for every single discussion board, journal entry, reflection, reading response, response to your groups. Everything that falls under that category will be graded by this 12-point rubric. You only really need to focus on this highest level standard, which exceeds expectations. Okay, but if you do look at some of these other ones, the big difference is there's a deeper understanding in all of these for the full credit score. But if you're more general or vague, this is where things get a little funky and your grade starts to go down. Okay. Your final module assignments are worth 65% of your course grade. Okay. There are 7 of them throughout the course. And these are going to be those larger culminating assignments where you're really synthesizing the materials across the module. Okay. All those directions and expectations will be laid out. However, if you're ever curious, like, oh my gosh, when are things due? You can actually go over here to the Blackboard and go over to module dates. And in your calendars right now, you can write down when everything is due. So your first module assignment will be due September 4th, module 2, September 22nd, module 3, October 9th, and so forth. Okay. In that Blackboard tour video, I go over this page a little more details. So if you need that, please feel free to watch that video. Actually, I think it's part of your choice board, so watch it. I have I don't have a lot of rules for class. My course policy is really simple. You need to email me, call me, or just communicate in general. You will find that I am probably one of the most flexible and understanding educators that you will ever have here at Breckport, or maybe in your entire educational experience. But you need to let me know if you are experiencing something that's not allowing you to be successful. Okay. I take my role as a teacher very seriously, and I am here to help and to serve. However, I am not a mind reader. Okay. I really do hold this core belief that a failure for you is a failure on my behalf as well, and also a failure to the students that you are going to be working with. So I need you to really make sure that if you're struggling or if something is unclear, you reach out. Okay. Even if it's something as basic as a technical issue, just reach out and let me know. Okay. I cannot know, and I say this here, I cannot know what is going on in your head. Okay. I've worked really hard to make sure that everything in this class and in the syllabus is purposeful, clear, and easy to understand. But if there is something, just let me know. Okay. Again, don't wait until last minute to give me this heads up either. Like if you wait until, let's say, September 3rd and you realize that you're not going to be able to meet the September 4th deadline, that's on you. When I release a module, I recommend going through, watching the module overview video, looking through all the tasks, and kind of gauging for yourself how long you're going to need. Each module is roughly around 17 days, give or take. So, you need to plan. Okay, I'm not going to do a lot of hand holding. You need to plan for yourself. And then if you need some time or if something comes up, just let me know. Okay. I very, very, very rarely dismiss an extension. Like if you ask for one, I usually grant it. So you just need to let me know if that is something that you need. Our modules are open, like I had just mentioned, for 2 weeks. And again, you should have plenty of time to complete everything. Okay. So whatever the tasks are listed in the module, those are what you will need to complete by the module end date. Okay. You will notice that the module dates are listed, and then there's a date called the module close date. Okay. And that module close date means there will not be any opportunity to make up missed work once the module has been closed, unless you have emailed me and an extension has been granted. And again, I 99.9% of the time grant extensions. Okay. So if you need to have an extension, just let me know. And again, what I mean by that is I'll go back over to module dates. You'll notice that here in module 1, module closes September 6th. That means after September 6th, you cannot turn in any work for module 1 unless you've already talked to me prior to September 4th. Okay. Again, if something comes up, just let me know. I'll be glad to help you. So like I had already mentioned, here are your module dates. You'll notice that it says for some of them I actually have to change that because I changed it. Initial discussion board posts due by, and it will give you a date. That means that there's a discussion board and you need to have your initial responses to that done by that date so that your group mates and your peers have time to respond. Look through the professional dispositions for teacher candidates. We do ask our teacher candidates to have a positive outlook, integrity, respect, self-awareness, dedication, and professionalism. If you find yourself in a situation where you are written a referral for violating some of these qualifiers, that is something that's very serious. So just make sure that you are maintaining PEU expectations. I also have listed here campus policies such as research help, the draw and withdrawal policies for the fall 21 semester, your academic dishonesty statement, cell phone, emergency alert system, student accessibilities and disability statement, sexual harassment and Title IX policies, the PEU conceptual framework, COVID-19 safety measures, seating and social distancing, not for our class, but maybe for others. I reminded with healthy practices, and then I've also given certification exam information. All of this information can be found in the syllabus and will be shared with you, or you can reference this at any time. Okay, so just keep that in mind. If you have any questions right now, you can always reach out and ask me, but please make sure you've actually watched the videos prior to doing that so that you're not asking a question that I have already answered. I can't wait to engage with this coursework with you. We're going to have a wonderful semester. I really hope that a lot of you will come to my office hours so we can actually meet face to face and, just enjoy it. This is an awesome class, and I'm excited to teach it, and I hope you're excited to be part of it. Have a wonderful start to your fall.